right from the get-go, I'm making this video because obviously Dembele didn't play at all against Inter. And it really shocks me because it means that certainly something is going on at the club right now between Valverde and between Dembele. Sport, we know, a newspaper from Barcelona, from Spain, is saying that the dressing room, the club, the board are really not happy with the attitude of Dembele. And this is because he's arriving late to training and he's not showing up and not giving his 100%. So in this video, we are going to talk about that, but most importantly, we're going to talk about the truth of Dembele. We're going to talk about what is going on with his situation and who is he to blame. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here, welcome back to another video here on the channel. If you enjoy football and discussion videos just like this one, then you're in the right place to be. Be sure to drop us a like and leave us a subscribe, but obviously watch the video first to see if this is of your taste, of your... Is this your cup of tea? Basically do that and then leave me a like rating, leave me feedback and stuff to improve. And if you want to join the channel, well, that's great. And if you don't, well, no hard feelings. But now you get the deal, you know the drill, so let's get right into it. So first of all, I want to talk about a little bit of that news. I'm going to talk about the thing that's been going on surrounding right now the media, saying that Dembele is basically making all of the other Barcelona players annoyed because he's not coming to training early and that he's just basically not giving his 100% and the effort that he's putting in is not good enough. And this is very worrying because normally when a player, his attitude is really bad, it means that he doesn't want to be here, or is there something, another problem right now? And that problem is that I think us, the fans, the media, Valverde, and certainly the player himself are just creating a really bad atmosphere surrounding him. And what I'm going to do to explain this basically is go over the career of Dembele at Barcelona. And to do so, I'm going to start all the way back to when we first saw Dembele at Borussia Dortmund and when he wanted to join Barcelona. We know that Dembele cut off completely relationships with Dortmund. He didn't train in preseason, he was completely mad, he was basically doing what he's doing right now. He was forcing out a move out of Dortmund because he wanted to join Barcelona so much. And when he did that, especially also including the high price tag of 115 million euros, which is absolutely insane, I can still don't understand how that's going on in football. That's outrageous. And obviously with the add-ons, if he like scores 20 goals or wins the Champions League or stays in Barcelona like 2 more years, stuff like that, we also add more money to the deal. And because of that, we have the news reading a part of the news, not the complete media, just a part, putting like a negative spotlight on Dembele because they are looking at Dembele saying as someone, a player which is not mature enough, is not professional, you know? And from there, we're starting off with the wrong foot. But that's just, we're gonna keep that, you know, up there for now. We're gonna talk now about Dembele's first game with Getafe. Dembele made his debut against Espanyol, a game we won 5-1 if I'm not wrong. A very good goal actually for the last one. It was, I remember, completely perfect. It was Ter Stegen to Andre Gomez, 1 pass. Andre Gomez to Dembele, 1 pass. And then Dembele to Luis Suarez, 1 pass. 4 passes. Oh, it was one of the best goals I've seen of Barcelona in a very long time. And in that game, he did actually very good. Then that earned him his start against Juventus in the Champions League, where we won 3-0, and it was actually also a very good performance from Dembele. He did one-on-ones against Alexandro. He took like people like Khedira out of the play, and he was very good in that game as well. And then he also started for the first time in La Liga against Getafe away. In that game, we were having very much problems. As we know, we needed Paulinho to save us in the last minute, also making his debut for Barcelona. And in that game, as we know, Dembele got injured. That injury was supposed to be around 6 months, you know? He was supposed to come back from that injury around February, around March. And that was really worrying because this was going to be the Neymar replacement. He was going to be the superb player that we all needed. And this completely disbanded the team because at that moment, as we know, we didn't have Coutinho. And in that moment, he was the third player. You know, we always have Messi, we always have Suarez, and we always have that third player in attack. Now it's Coutinho, and in that moment, it was Dembele. And we were looking for that, you know. We spent so much time trying to look for, is it going to be someone like, I remember it was either Paulinho, or is it going to be Denis Suarez? Is it going to be Who else? I don't remember. It was going to be Delofeu. It was Delofeu? Yeah, it was going to be Delofeu. It's going to be Paco Alcácer. So that's the thing. It's around the club at that moment. So now after that, I'm gonna use a point that Mr. Saitana, very famous Barcelona Spanish YouTuber, made as well. He's like the Talk FCV in Spanish, basically. And this guy talked about how we didn't, the fans, recognize how much effort Dembele put to get back from his injury. Because if we take a look at the stats, basically, he was supposed to arrive between February and March. And he arrived for El Clásico in January. He was fit to play that Clásico, even though he didn't play that Clásico. We played Paco Alcácer as a starter, I remember as well. In that game, Dembele was supposed to play, and he didn't. He didn't play. And that's something that, as soon as I realized that, really, really shocked me. Because imagine how much training Dembele had to put into that. How much effort, how many, sorry about that, how many, late night sleep had to put into that. Waking up very early, going to training the first day, and trying to work his ass off to try and come back from that injury. And he never really got the recognition he deserved. He never got the media saying wow, Dembele, what an outstanding recovery. No, we didn't have anything of that. After that, Dembele got injured again, and then he came back February or March, I think it was, for the game against Chelsea. That was in February, actually. We played against Chelsea, and he did an outstanding game. And still, no recognition. No people talk about how Dembele was good. No people talk about his other recovery from an injury. Nobody talked about that. What everyone talked about was how much we needed this player, how much we demanded him to do, how many assists, how many goals. He needed to be like Neymar. And I feel that people just have such a short memory. Neymar's first season was awful. The first season of Neymar was really, really shit. I think he scored 4 goals and 5 assists, something like that, which Dembele did a little bit worse, but still, come on, we're talking about Neymar and Dembele. It's a really big gap there for now. And in that sense, I just feel that I also feel very bad about that, because I'm starting to remember that there wasn't anything going on like that. There wasn't any recognition for Dembele. We were just expecting more of the player. And then that game against Roma came, where he also didn't get recognized, in this case by Valverde. Valverde didn't take him into account at all. He only played 7 minutes of in that horrible quarterfinal leg. He only played 7 minutes. When we needed an attacking player to win that game, Dembele only played 7 minutes of that tie. 7 minutes. Are you mad? And that again is how basically the whole season for Dembele ended. Then we move onwards to the second season, where in the second season, Dembele started obviously while going to the World Cup. He won the World Cup with France. No, not a single recognition for Dembele. Then the media put on the pressure about Dembele cutting off his vacations, where in all honesty, in any other industry, that would be complete bullshit. Not a single industry makes their worker basically cut his vacation short to return earlier for work. Some people may do it out of their own heart. I know people like that. And once again, he didn't receive any kind of recognition. People were just saying that, it's something that Dembele should have done all along, When in all honesty, once again, good job, man. Good job, Dembele, cutting his vacation shorts. Good job. And to be honest with you, I was completely in agreement with that. I was really happy that he came back, but not because he needed to prove anything, just because he understood the situation of the fans, of the media saying all the backlash and negativity pointed towards him, and he decided to say, you know what, I'm gonna prove you wrong. And when the season started, he actually did prove us wrong. Dembele scored the winning goal in the Supercopa of España against Sevilla. Good job there, Dembele. Then he scored the winning goal in Real Valladolid. Then he proceeded to score 2 more winning goals, if I'm not wrong, against Alaves and, that golazo against PSV. And then out of nowhere, he got dropped. Valverde had to make some tactical, changes, because it seemed that Dembele doesn't really fit. He loses too many balls, stuff like that. But the reason why he's not able to fly, as he did in his very first 2 games with Barcelona or with Chelsea in that moment, is because we're still putting on pressure on the player. So at this moment, right now, where he's being dropped, and after that game is Inter Milan, and now we're back to nowadays, at that moment, today, I feel that he has a reason to have that attitude. I'm not saying that attitude is good. I'm saying that he has a reason to have that attitude. And the main reason why he has that is because of Valverde and because of the board, the media, and the pressure of the fans. And that is something that is unacceptable. In the case of Valverde, I gotta say that Valverde is someone which is just so lazy. What happened last year? Last year he looked very good. But this season, he just completely like threw the towel. This season is like, if you arrive late, you know what? Nothing's gonna happen. I'm gonna put on a weird message in Inter. Like, if he was mad about Vidal putting the messages on Snapchat, it's even worse Valverde trying to say and cover it up with a tactical decision. In the Inter game, we needed to get a goal. And he decided to go with Sergio Roberto as a right mid, when we needed Dembele to score that goal. A fast player. And he didn't do that. That was a direct message. Tell me otherwise. That is not a hidden message for Dembele saying like, get your shit together. A manager shouldn't do that. A manager shouldn't compromise the team's effort for a message he wants to send to another player. What he needs to do, what Valverde should be able to do, is go to Dembele and talk to him directly and say, Dembele, you need to fix yourself. You need to come early to training or whatever. He needs to be able to do that. Not just like throw Sergio Roberto and not start him, or bringing on Munir in the last few minutes of the game when certainly Dembele is here and like Munir is here. That's the thing. It's complete utter bullcrap from Valverde. Valverde needs to get his shit together and needs to be has to have balls, has to be a stronger, harsher manager. He's just right now not good enough. Guardiola, once again, I always return to Guardiola because that's where most of us fell in love with Barcelona. With Guardiola, any player came late. Fine. He got fined. He had to pay up. Here, nothing. Players just can arrive late. Oh, they arrive for a training. Next week, they're say, oh, I need to come early. Like university. Nobody cares, and that's not acceptable. That's not acceptable in the best club in the world. That's not acceptable, and that's why I feel that if we are talking about Dembele, we have to talk about all other parties. In the case of the fans, we're putting too much pressure on the guy, when in honesty, it's not in our right to give that guy pressure. You must remember, 21 years old, I'm 18. For God's sake, I'm 18. And I have people from 40 years old. I know that there are some people from 40 years old onwards. And they watch this video and they understand, they analyze stuff like that. And I'm not saying anything to them. And they are not saying anything to me because we understand the age difference, the pressure, how stuff works. We have people from like 18 demanding a player doing like if they know any better. We're not in a right to do so. And that's the only right we are as fans is to support that player, is to really support that player and make him the best player he can be. Not booing, not anything. I hate people like that. We must stick to the player and support them 100% and look at the things that we need to improve and figure out how to improve them. Everything in Barcelona are pieces right now. Everything can be replaced. Everything can be fixed. The only thing that cannot be fixed basically is Messi. Messi's going to stay there forever. But Dembele, Valverde, all of that can be fixed. Valverde needs to become a stronger manager to help Dembele then get the time to get more playing time. Dembele needs to get his shit together and stop being like a pretty boy or like a brat or some, you know what I mean. He needs to get his shit together and then continue to work harder to make Valverde believe that he can trust on Dembele again. And then as fans, we need to stop the stupid pressure on Dembele that is really not in our all to try and give that amount of basically negativity to a guy, because in all honesty, he hasn't done anything wrong. The main reason why Dembele has not succeeded in Barcelona is the fault of the media, the fans, Valverde, and himself. All of that together is the truth behind Dembele and why right now he's not starting and why he will probably be sold by the end of the season. I really do think Dembele will be sold, and I feel we're gonna see somebody else coming into the club. Maybe Neymar, who knows? You know what I think about Neymar and all of that, but someone else is gonna come certainly, or we're gonna keep Malcolm perhaps. Dembele leaves because with Dembele we've wasted so many chances right now that we shouldn't keep the player because we're gonna make it worse. He needs to go outside, reach that potential. He's 21 years old for fuck's sake. It seems like he's been here in this club for 3 years. He's 21. He has such a long career and we're wasting it by such petty decisions from Valverde, from the fans, from himself. We should all just get like a slap to the face and try to become better. Not just do like hidden messages here and there. I just was like, how's the dressing room right now in this moment with Dembele? I feel that this situation can really affect us if we don't get our shit together. And with this shit together, I mean, once again, Dembele, Valverde, the fans, the board, all of us. We need to get our act together. And, well, that's basically my rant of Dembele. I'm trying to be as clear as possible as I can be. I'm not trying to be as professional. I'm just trying to be like a fan talking to you guys, and hopefully you enjoy that. I don't know if you actually do, but well, if you did, leave me a like and leave me all your thoughts in the comment box down below. I want to see long messages. I don't want to see your you hate Dembele, blah, 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 blah. No, I just want to see like a proper analysis. Like, tell me what you think. Tell me what you believe. What can we do to fix this? And hopefully if you understand, because when we're talking about Dembele, it's really, really true. He came into the club, he played good. Then he just had a huge injury. Like, I bet you 100% if that injury didn't happen, we wouldn't be talking about him in this slide right now. That injury fucked him up. And then we were demanding the player to get like Neymar level numbers after he just missed like half the season. That's not something that we should be doing, and that's something that he shouldn't be able to accomplish. We need to be more realistic. And then we have Valverde, that fuck's sake, Valverde is just like the wimp. Valverde is just like the nerd in class that doesn't do anything. That's Valverde. My God, he needs to get like slapped around or something. So yeah, we need to fix all of this shit together, to be honest. And this more relaxed, chill video. Hopefully you enjoy it. It's gonna take a freaking long time to edit. It's so long. That's gonna be everything for today now. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.